Welcome back to Season 2 of Sailing Sitka. We are Jay and Kenna, two young Canadians who stepped outside the box of comfort and decided to act on their ambitions of sailing around the world. We first set sail from Victoria, BC, Canada, and have been adventuring around Mexico ever since. In this season, we'll be sailing on, further south and closer towards our dreams of exploring everywhere the sea touches. So sit back, subscribe, and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Sitka. Last week, we sailed into Chiapas and docked Sitka for the first time since 2022. We spent a few days getting our boat cleaned, organized, and stored in preparation for our Season 2 haulout. But before that, we have one more thing to tackle. And it's something that's been a nightmare for us since the beginning of the season. You remember when we found out about our rudder shaft seal leak, right? Well, to remind you, we were in Pulpito, up in the Sea of Cortez, which, when you think about it, was probably the most desolate anchorage we were ever in. We noticed our bilge pump cycling repetitively, and that's when Jay dove into it and found out that we were taking on a liter of water an hour from our rudder shaft. Skip to 6 months later, in the safety of a marina, we are finally in a position where we are able to dive into this problem once and for all. We hope you enjoy this week's video, and thanks for watching. All right, what are you doing?
All right, so I'm going in my hole.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show you how tiny this is. So I gotta go in here. I gotta squeeze myself in here. By the way, this is where autopilot is. I got cause. Okay. So that's our autopilot. And when things get rough and things move around too much, these connections, for some reason, when they get hit a lot, they stop getting a full signal. It's part of exhaust here. And these are through holes for our deck drains. The other one's there. And then this is the rudder post. Not this rusty bucket, that's just the compression post for the mizzen mast. This is the rudder shaft right here. This is the bracket that attaches to the autopilot, and that's the gear set. That's like how it steers on here. It's just a quadrant with gears connected to another set of gears that goes up to the wheel. So it's pretty bulletproof for that system. But what our problem is, it's hard to even tell, is this here. That bolt here, that compresses the shaft seal between these two plates, and this bolt is sheared, so it free spins when I tighten down on these two nuts here. I don't know if you can clearly see it. It's like, this is as good as I can show you guys. Here, I'll try to put it closer. Wait a minute, maybe through here. Okay. So you see it's gross because it's been leaking non-stop. So you see those two plates, that separation in between? Well, this top plate compresses the wax seal on the bottom, and you see there's two bolts there, or sorry, two nuts on this bolt and two nuts on this one. That one here is good. This one here, when I tighten down, it free spins. So the bottom on here is basically mangled. It's fucked. So right now all I'm gonna do is clean this up a bit and spray a bunch of lubricant on here, so that hopefully, like, this is what it looks like in here. It's great. It's great fun. I love being down here. I would highly recommend it to everybody who wants to dissuade their partner from buying a boat. Put them in this little hook, in this little nook. It should do it. And obviously, like, this salt water is causing a bunch of problems, corrosion and so forth down here. And what happens is it leaks, goes down under this, down to the deep bilge into the main bilge. Right now, it's not leaking that much because we're at a marina and not moving, like we're not rocking around an anchor. But you can tell, like, it's all wet in here, and that's like, you can literally see water pooling here. So yeah, not ideal by any means. And you see that groove there in the fiberglass right there? That's how strong this autopilot is. So when this arm actually got loose and it completely fell when we were on the coast of Oregon last year, and we didn't know what happened. The autopilot just stopped working, and it was still working. It was just pushing that whole bracket into the fiberglass and causing it to groove. And what happened is these 4 Allen screws here got loose, and this slid down the actual rudder post, and then the bracket was really in the fiberglass. So, but yeah, these linear drives are strong. Okay, I'll pass you back to Kenna, and then she's gonna pass me the liquid wrench with the cap off.
The liquid wrench,
That's
which
right
is
there.
this. With the cap off.
And shake it.
And shake
for
it.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah. So now I barely can get a hand in here, so imagine having to like use an extractor to take that bolt off. And that's like a sizable bolt. Like it looks like almost close to 1/2 inch. It might not be quite 1/2 inch, but it is pretty big. It's bigger than 3/8.
Here is your liquid wrench.
I'm pretty sure it's 1/2 inch actually. Alright, so I'm gonna spray a bunch of this if I can even get the can in here.
That tight, huh?
Oh, let's call this. I'll let that sit a bit and I'll put some more.
Alright, I have been editing all day. It's literally 3 p.m. on a Saturday to be released tomorrow morning. So this is probably the closest I've ever been to not having an episode released. So you guys are lucky. Yeah, right now we are addressing this rudder shaft seal leak that we got going on. This is the issue that has diverted our cruising plans for this season. So you guys know, if you've been watching, that we wanted to go to El Salvador and put our boat in the water and leave it at a mooring ball, but because it is leaking so much, we cannot leave Sitka in the water. Jay just said it's a blessing in disguise. In El Salvador this year, there has been some pretty bad issues with people crossing that bar. There has been a boat that we were actually anchored beside in Barra de Navidad, and he went through the bar and broached, pretty much. He hit the bottom, his keel ripped off his boat, and it sunk halfway. He got rescued by the pilot boat, and it said within the Facebook post, this is what the information I'm getting off of, it said that he went back in an hour to go see what was left on his boat, and it was stripped completely in an hour. So really scary. Our friend Vinny also went through the bar and said it was kind of sketchy. So we know some people personally that have been saying it's not been the best lately. So yeah, we're pretty grateful that the universe kind of led us here to Chiapas so that we can fix this problem and not put our home through a really scary bar that is kind of unpredictable lately. So
I'm gonna put a bit more, and basically I'm gonna repeat. It sucks that I have to empty everything every day, but I don't want to leave things out here. But I'm gonna spray this again. I put quite a bit. I'm gonna let that for today, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna empty everything again, redo this process probably for 2 days, and then I'm gonna attempt it. So that's our rudder leak situation. We're gonna keep you guys posted. That's life sometimes, you know. Gotta go with the flows. Sometimes you gotta go in some holes and spray some liquid wrench on some shit.
And that's exactly what Jay did for the past 2 days. Now, skipping ahead to March 19th, he's diving back into our starboard lazarette to attempt this fix once and for all. Wish him luck. Usually I can be Jay's second pair of hands on projects, which can be helpful, but sadly on this one I cannot fit into this compartment with him, so. Boats. And it's like, sorry we can't film better. There's absolutely no room. I wish I could be in there with Jay to help film some angles, but just not. It's also hot as hell. Yeah, I can see like the sweat on your neck. I don't know how I managed to take them all off, but I did. You did it? Well, we're not out of the woods yet, so let's not get too excited. But look at them. So I have to basically take the old packing off and put this, and then we might be in business and not need to do anything more, but like I said, don't get excited. There's no room to work in there, so. this going better than you thought so far?
Yeah, kind of.
Better.
All right. So as you can tell, the 2 bolts are off of this 2 plates. So now my goal is to separate this plate from this plate, and then take the waxed rope in there and try to put new ones in. So let's see how we go.
He's freaking got it.
Okay. So now I got this plate, and this is where the sealant is. So there's that rope in here, and now you can see it's leaking quite a bit. It's normal because this pushes that. I just sprayed myself with salt water and then water. Okay. All right, guys. So now I can't film. I'm gonna have to do this quick because this will actively flood the boat. I need you to bring scissors. I need you to bring your A game.
Yep.
I need you to.
Okay, scissors right now?
Bring scissors so you can cut the rope where I tell you.
Okay.
Give me the dental pick. Then, okay, go grab the scissors. So now, guys, after 3 hours, or what feels like 3 hours in here. Okay, hon, you can turn the wheel. Okay, turn it the other way. There we go, no more leaking. Okay, that's good, hon. Center it. That's good there, I think. Okay. That's a relief, guys. No need to drop the rudder. What I thought was like a bolt that was sheared off was just seized completely. So actually it's not even a bolt with a head at the bottom. It's just a threaded part at the bottom on both sides. And like I'll show you, we filmed them, but it's just basically a threaded rod that threads on the bottom part. So there's no head at all at the bottom. The head at the bottom is welded on. So that's good. Like I put penetrating fluid for 2 days, like a bunch, and it worked like a charm. Like it was still hard, but it came undone, didn't break anything. And yeah, now it's not leaking. And this is not even the actual, I always forget the term of it, but that waxed piece of rope there, it's not even the right size, and it's like working a million times better than the old one that was in there. But we'll bring the old one back to Canada and get one of the right size so that if it starts leaking, we'll replace it. Now that we got everything greased with the tough gel too now, so now it shouldn't be that hard to take off in the future. But great success.
You look sexy right now. Look at you.
It's all swollen. That's like from ripping myself on all the 45-degree cut off tie wraps.
Also, there's a lot of people that told us to like pack this a while ago, but we needed to wait until we were here so that we could be near the haulout.
Literally, like this thing was like an absolute nightmare to do in a flat com. Like this is flat com, and water was like, it wasn't pissing in as much as I was expecting, to be honest with you.
But still.
So potentially, yes, we could have maybe done it at an anchorage that was calm, but the risk of something going wrong or shearing the nut or the shearing the actual threaded bar off, and then we're like, you know, days of sailing offshore to get to haulout, wasn't worth it.
Like the haulout is right behind the boat, like right there, just in case. So better be safe than sorry, honestly.
But it's all good now. It's like totally good.
So are you telling me we don't have to pump the bilge every 30 seconds for an hour?
Pump the bilge at all.
Or every hour, 30 seconds?
This is so nice.
Yeah, it feels good, huh?
Yeah. No, we won't have to pump the bilge. Let's pump it out right now from what we've pumped out.
The last pump.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's good. And then we'll pump. I'll pump it with the other pump. We'll pump it dry and then see, because there's always a bit of water left. So that's, I don't know if Kenna showed you, but that's the old one.
I did, yeah, but...
And by the way, there was like 2 more in there. I didn't take them off because I knew that what we had was smaller. Because like this is the size of what we had, so clearly it's not the right size. This is probably for the shaft, but it still worked. But we're gonna bring this back.
Didn't you use like 3 of them?
Yeah, I used 3 and it still worked. Like this like is like probably 10 years old. So technically you're supposed to replace it once in a while, you know? It's been leaking like on Sitka for a while. Like it's just like this year was like insane. Like before, we had to pump the bilge once in a while. Like it always leaked a bit. These shaft seals too are meant to leak a tiny bit, but like you don't want it to be like, you know, leaking a lot. Right now there's no drops. It's just like it gets wet a bit at the top, and that's it. Not enough to like drop over. Versus before, it's like tuk, 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 tuk,
yeah.
tuk, tuk, even if we tighten. Because the thing is that at one point, like you took out all the, there's no more to compact on these. And it was hard to remove because it's been in there forever. And that's where like dental tools are like the best. Like I use dental tools on here all the time. So like, by the way, you can get those from your dentists. So like dentists, like they can only use this for a specific amount of time. I remember my dentist telling me, but I don't remember exactly the timing. But after that, even if they still look good, they have to dispose of them. And a lot of times they give them to charity, to other countries and stuff. But I asked my dentist kindly, and he gave me like 6 of these.
It's Sitka charity.
Yeah, Sitka charity. And yeah, they work good for a million things like O-rings and shit like that. So anyways,
perfect outcome. Jay, you did so good. We are happy aboard Sitka here. And Jay's drenched, so he's gonna go clean up.
Now I'm gonna get Kenna to clean all my tools for me.
Oh wow.
While I put everything away here. Alright guys, it is March 21st, 2024, and today is Sitka's haul out day for the off season. We can see they're launching a boat right now. I don't know if we're next or Weeble is next. Communication isn't always ideal, but we're just waiting to figure that out. In the meantime, we've kind of gotten the boat ready. We got 2 stern lines and 2 long bow lines. They want us to come in stern first, which there's no dock preceding the actual haul out concrete slab docks, which makes it a bit sketchy. Sitka only has a fixed 2-blade, and there's not a lot of water rushing over the rudder, meaning we don't get a lot of steerage. We usually go to port with the prop walk, and the wind's going to be from the port side, so at least that's going to kind of like hopefully cancel itself out a bit, kind of. We'll attempt to go in reverse though at first. Kenna just grabbed our water hose, so we're just prepping everything. We're pretty much all ready to go. We're all packed up here, and we got our list so we don't forget anything. So these are all things we have to do, but we have to wait till we're out of the water. Like run diesel engine with fresh water, flush toilet with fresh water and vinegar, cover furler with aluminum foil. That we could do right now. I might just do it now. Cover hydrovane, tarp and tire boat, which we're waiting because or else there's going to be lines and tarps in our way, and that's going to make running lines and coming alongside a nightmare. Close all through hulls except the cockpit drains. Put t-shirt in the head, the rate bend, that's done. Grease and clean all the lazarette locks to make sure they do open. Anyways, a bunch of stuff we have to do, so we're gonna start doing that. Hopefully we haul out soon. It is what, 9:30 a.m. right now? I think so. And yeah, we're hoping to haul out before noon, and that will give us a good amount of time to get all these tasks done. And then we'll show up to we have a little cheap hotel in town. It's like $40 a night for the next 2 nights, and then we're gonna be flying out of here. So we're trying to get everything done today so we don't have to come back here tomorrow, because it is kind of a journey to get to this marina. It is in the middle of nowhere. The closest town is like 25 minutes, but that's not the town we're gonna be in. Or the town we're gonna be in is like a 40-minute drive. So all that being said, touch wood, and let's hope that this haul out goes well.
And just like that, we were up next. The pre-haul out jitters were officially happening, and Sitka was on the move to get taken out of the water once again. This is always such a nerve-wracking situation to put your entire home in, no matter where you are. But we can say that we were very pleased with how the guys at Marina Chiapas took care of Sitka. We especially liked their up-to-date travel lift that we felt far more comfortable hauling Sitka out with. All in all, things went very smoothly, but it really dawned on us that this is the end of season 2. A whole chapter we are closing, filled with crazy memories, and most of which you have all experienced through the screen with us. Thank you for cheering us on and supporting our journey. We really couldn't be doing it without you.
that went a lot smoother than Wymus, like a lot better. They definitely have this, it's a well-oiled machine for hauling out for sure. And this travel lift's a lot nicer. Like there's only one H-beam, so you don't have to take your forestay, which was quite sketchy.
We got to ride on Sitka, which I find is a lot less scary than seeing her from ground level. Like, oh, I hate seeing her home not floating in the water.
Swinging in some slings.
Oh, it's okay, Sitka. In the water.
Bottom paint stayed really good. I mean, it's only 5 months old, so.
Ay, ay, ay. I have a time lapse going right now on the boat, but it is so hot here, you guys. It's probably 40 degrees Celsius. It probably will overheat and shut down. I would be very surprised if it didn't, so we'll see.
This is the part that stresses me personally the most, because that's when they're lowering it on stands, and if it goes cockeyed and they put all the pressure on just a tiny pad like that, I've seen them punch through hulls. So like on older wooden boats, but still, like Sitka's a tough baby. They seem to know what they're doing, so should be good. Oh, he's getting more blocks. She's a big girl. She's a big girl.
Sitka, our boat, our home, our everything. Thank you for everywhere you have taken us. Here you will sit safely for 6 months until we can return with more funds to take you even further. Until then. Is this thing on?
Oh no, we haven't used that thing in a while.
What the heck? Just kidding, you guys. Look at your faces. You think you have to wait 6 months for season 3. Wrong-o.
Nope. In real time, we are back in Mexico, and starting next week, next episode, that is the official start of season 3 of us getting Sitka ready to go back in the water.
So mark your calendars, you guys. And October 20th, season 3.
I'm just going to give you a little hint. We're going to be doing 6 countries in 6 months this year, so let's go!
Let's do it! Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.